Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome
Hello.
back to
Hello.
another Aroma Talk. We have two special guests, not only one today. We have Barbara Adelmann, who's the creative director and founder of Fabbrica Della Musa. And then
Hello.
we also have Hamid Merati Kashani. He's a superstar in the perfume world and master perfumer. He's a partner and a perfumer in Fabbrica Della Musa Alliance. So, guys, thank you very much. Welcome, welcome.
Nice to be here.
Thank you,
very
of course,
much.
man.
With
Yeah.
pleasure.
How's New York so far?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
We love it.
Very expensive.
So, yeah.
No, but it's the vibe over here. It's inspiring to create, to inspire again. So it's a beautiful place to be and to take all those, absorb
Impressions.
all those impression, the vibes, and so on for new creations.
Sure. Yeah, there is something about New York City. That's why they call it the center of fashion in America.
Definitely.
I've been to a lot of other cities in America, but I don't know. There is something about it that you have to be in here to be in touch with it. So, and especially for perfume industry, and then also if you're in fashion, it just gives you that energy, motivation to do
Absolutely.
more, inspired by it. Yeah.
I mean, when we just came here, Barbara, we immediately felt the vibe. We went to a fantastic jazz club there. It was just great. The show, all those.
Yes, and also to see the people on the street.
Yeah.
This, how can I say, the temperament and the mood, what they have. I love it.
It's really inspiring.
fantastic to see that.
Yeah, I know, but probably the audience don't know. Where are you guys located now? Where is home? Like, where do you live?
I'm living in Düsseldorf in Germany, but I'm also often together with Hamid in Dubai. He's living and working in Dubai. But really, I love to stay also in my country because this is a very cozy place where my family is, and I love to stay there.
Nice. But you also travel back sometimes
Yes,
to
I'm
Dubai.
often in Dubai, yes.
Yeah, very nice. And you're mostly in Dubai, I would
Yes, I'm living since 15 years already in Dubai. I was 6 or 7 years in Brazil before, and something like 7 years in Cologne in Germany as well. But I'm already quite long in the business since I'm 17 years old. So when I was 17, I started a perfumery business. So I was already inside. So more than 42 years or 45 years now in business. And I'm passionate to that, what I do.
Sure. Do you want to maybe explain a little bit more? Give us the story of what exactly you do. How do you started? What company you're working at?
Yeah, sure. I grew up my childhood in Iran, in a beautiful city called Isfahan. And when I was a child, we had the chance to go to some places like Kashani, where it was quite famous for the rose fields over there. And I was so inspired by the order, even before reaching the city, everything, everywhere in the air. You had these rose orders. And as a child, I was from the beginning fascinated to want something related to fragrances. I had a lot of friends who were already in that business, and in 1979, after the revolution, we had to go out of Iran. We went to Germany, and by chance, the place where I went, there were two companies where I started my career as a chemist, and after I visited perfumery school 4 years, and so when I was 17, the career started around that time. And then after, I moved in 1995 to a very big company, one of the largest fragrance houses in the world, which is called Firmenich, and today it is DSM Firmenich. And since almost 30 years, so next year it's going to be 30 years with the company where I love to work for, and it's a really nice time I have.
Wow. 30 years. How many fragrances have you created in 30 years?
Oh, yeah.
It's a long time. Yeah.
I think you don't know.
No,
Oh, yeah, he lost the track.
There are many, but I know all of them, yes, because it's like you have a lot of children, and I cannot tell you which one is standing out or which one is the best, because it's when you have family with child, a lot of children, you cannot say who is the best child. So
Yeah.
I treat them all the same. They are beautiful creations, in my point of view, and I'm very happy to be a part of the fragrance business.
Wow, that's pretty good. And how about?
And I think he's really passionate. I'm looking at that 20 years now on his work and everything, and so I can say he's really passionate. This what he's doing. It is not just his work; it is his passion.
It's still, yeah, still have that same power, fire.
Oh
in
yeah,
it, yeah.
When you are passionate to something, there is no timing. I think 24/7. And especially, I love clients. I love clients. I love consumers. I pick up everything. Every single YouTube, whatever.
And you have also ideas and you
Based
give
on
them.
based on that, what people they comment on YouTube, I filter. I get inspired by them as well. So these people, they are also a part of the inspiration I have for my creations, and then I give back with my inspiration, creative inspiration, and this is something which it's like food for me. I need it every day.
No, I mean, it's direct feedback, right away feedback that you get from people, and then based on that, you see what they love, what they really feel like, and you can create it like that for sure.
Yes.
It's the same thing for us. I think every time we do these events, we have people over, they come to the showroom or at the events. I can just feel what they like. Every personality, every culture is a little bit different. They give you that feedback right away, and then you know how to treat them differently, how to provide what products or the fragrances that they like the most. So Barbara, how about you? Give us a little bit story about you. How did you get into it? I'm sure there is an influence maybe on this side because he's a perfumer.
No.
Yes, we met us 20 years ago, but I'm working in a lab. So I'm a chemist, and so this.
Oh, you're a chemist too.
I'm a
Perfect,
chemist, yes. But I didn't do anything with perfumery. Later, when I met Hamid, I was working at Firmenich too, but only for 5 years. I was doing there the raw materials coordinating, and then later I was at Henkel, my company in Düsseldorf, where I learned my chemist studying, and there I was working also a long time, and I stopped working 5 years ago. So then I had this idea to create a perfume together with Hamid, and we both had this idea. That was not only me, and we thought to have our own perfume brand, and this was the first step to this brand, Fabbrica Della Musa.
Nice. And then when did you start? What was the launch date?
I would say around 2 years ago. It was directly after COVID. This we were a little bit delayed because this COVID. But around this 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Hamid, before Barbara started her brand, she was always having a lot of creative ideas, stories to tell and so on. So I was telling her always, why you are not translating it into a bottle, the story you are mentioning. That's why, Fabbrica Della Musa came to life because she has a story to tell. And I think it's a very beautiful story, and that's why we brought that story alive, and we started to create and to discuss about a brand. So Fabbrica Della Musa was created by Barbara, and then I did the fragrances for it. So the story is going on, it continues, and we have a very good storytelling.
How can I say? I had this. My interest is in history and in design, so I was also designing some perfume bottles before I had my own brand, and I love to do this. Is my passion to create designs and think about the idea behind a variant. Maybe if I have a perfume from Hamid, I'm smelling and I have this impression there is a story behind that. I have some pictures in my mind. So we had this idea with our 6 different variants what we have right now, and every variant has its own story. In my opinion, it is telling something, and I have some ideas if I'm smelling this fragrance. So that is the story behind.
So what is Fabbrica Della Musa came from?
Word Fabbrica Della Musa, that factory, not the fabric. Sometimes the people thinking, what is the fabric? But no, it is the factory of muse. Yeah, we traveled once through Italy, and then we heard about a legend. And that was about a young woman who was working in a castle alone for doing her own ingredients. And we heard about that, and the people from the village, they helped her. And so they always was telling, we go up to work in the factory, in the Fabrica. It was in the north of Italy. And I loved this, how can I say, this idea that they are working together. And when you are doing something, what you love to do, you have success, you are successful. I don't know why, but I think I believe in that.
Yeah.
So, and I wanted to bring this back to life, and so we were thinking to have this Fabrica. But for us, it is not only a Fabrica; it is a Fabbrica Della Musa, a factory of muse.
Perfect.
That is the
That's,
idea of the name.
Yeah, that's perfect. Actually, that's a
Inspired by
great story.
Italy.
Yeah, no, that's a great story.
But we don't mind if people they just mention Fabrica.
Fabrica. Oh,
That's
so
also-
yeah, they don't have to say the full name.
No.
Yeah, it's an easy name to remember. Also,
Yeah,
it's
easy,
easy to
hopefully.
pronounce. So Fabbrica Della Musa. It's actually
Exactly.
more chic to say the whole, all of it. Just say it other than Fabrica. You know, Fabbrica Della Musa is nicer. I know probably all of these fragrances here are your babies. You can't really pick your favorites. So there's like we have some fragrances here that have white cap, and then we have some of them that have black caps. Is there a difference between them?
So in the beginning, we was thinking really we have the masculine and a feminine fragrance, but we learned that the people like. For me, I wearing Dolcetto Romano. That is the black one, but for me it is unisex.
Unisex.
So,
That's right.
but we learned also other fragrances are unisex. So now we are not talking about masculine and feminine. We are just talking about perfume. And but the idea was black and white to separate this.
Is it going to, because actually before I go there, so I don't know if you guys know Mr. Cologne on Instagram. He's a great content creator. He always says, for me there is no sex in fragrances. Like I think you can wear, if it works on your skin,
genderless.
yeah, and if it works,
Absolutely.
you can wear it. Don't worry about it if it says man or woman on it. So
I
as
was
long
really
as it
surprised. A man in Abu Dhabi, I was talking about the fragrances, and he was explaining me that he's wearing Cristallo Bianco. This is a perfect perfume for him. So I was wondering, but for me it was feminine. But a lot of people say I can wear that. It's fine.
Because in the region where I live and I work, there are the people that consider fragrances as, in general, as unisex, so or genderless. So people they like to use also fragrances on fragrances. So they like to layer. So they are layering fragrances. They are layering, let's say, Via Velluto together with Mi Alba Mistica or Cristallo Bianco with Magia Maestrale. And so this is people they like very much to try. And this is, in general, worldwide now, people they like very much to identify it a little bit with the fragrance. So they are using different fragrances. They are twisting them. They are using different to smell different, to stand out. These fragrances, what we created, they are all niche fragrances. So we want the person who is also not wearing too many fragrances, but once he's wearing or she's wearing a fragrance to stand out.
That's right.
To have, her or his fragrance, what he is using, as I said, to stand out.
Sure. And, for me, I have my two favorite ones, and I always work really on my skin. I feel like every time I wore them, I got compliments. And actually, when I was having people at our showroom, and I would just always go, you guys should try Mia Maestrale and Sevemilia. Those are two of my favorite ones. And I had a customer, if he hears me now, his name is Erfan. He came in, I told him, I was like, dude, you have to try Mia Maestrale. It's, did I say it right? Yeah.
Magia Maestrale.
Magia Maestrale.
Magia Maestrale.
And he picked it up, he sprayed it, and then 10 minutes after, he was like, I've never smelled anything like this. He took a bottle right there. And I believe in that fragrance a lot. This is one of my favorites. So
that's great. I love it too.
It's just
for me,
so
it's
different.
So aromatic and
Yeah.
really, this is magic. So that is the name Magia.
Magia Maestrale. Yeah.
But also all the fragrance, it's a niche brand, and people, when they smell the fragrance or use the fragrances, they will not find anything related to those fragrances. And what I'm, let's say, very well known in the Middle East and also globally, because I work also for many other big brands, is that my fragrances, they are all very super long lasting and super strong, which is in the Middle East the key. You need to have strong fragrances with a longevity and with this beautiful sillage behind you, because people behind you, they should smell you and they should say, wow, what's this fragrance? So they can even ask the people, they ask us sometimes when we wear fragrance, what's your fragrance? So in the Middle East, it's very
it happened just right now.
Yeah.
Like when you guys got into a car, I was like, guys, what are you? What's
Yeah.
happening? Yeah, the whole street smells really good. Yeah, well, if you guys don't know, you might probably know Hamid, created fragrances like the Perfume de Mali Altair, Leighton. There's so many other things born to stand out, I would say. The Drunk Lovers, we can
Dolphin
mention.
and Banks.
Dolphin and Banks, there are a
Silky
couple of them.
Boots, and
That's right.
I love
Oriana by Marley.
Oriana,
Yeah.
Percival, Setley,
Percival.
Pegasus. It started with Pegasus and Pegasus.
The top 10 or 5 top sellers of Perfume.
I'm so glad and so honored to be a part of those, let's say, history of the fragrances created for Parfum de Mali. And that they are doing very well, and the fragrances, they are very strong. Not only those, but also those from the other brands you mentioned.
Sure.
Bank and so on, and this is something which I need for my daily food, to see your comments, the comments of the consumers and so on, if the fragrance is strong, good, longevity, or having a good CR.
Yeah, and I think, the market, or the way people are looking at fragrances now, before it was more like a intimate thing or like a skin type of tone fragrance, but now people want the fragrance to project. They want to make sure if they walk in somewhere, people can say, oh, this gentleman or this lady come in, and they can be different. So it is getting there. I think it's growing even more, that people want to stand out when they have a unique fragrance.
Because when you have a unique fragrance, and when you are passionate to fragrance, or a fragrance lover, when you spray a fragrance on your body, which is the closest part on your body, on your skin, because even the clothes is not as close as your skin, the fragrance, and the fragrance is dancing with you. It's you are part of the fragrance is part of you, and it depends of the skin temperature and the type of skin. The perfume is dancing with you, and you feel comfortable, you feel very strong with the fragrance. And when people even on the street, they are starting to ask you what fragrance you are wearing, you feel even more happy, more proud. And as you said,
that's the best compliment. Every time you go somewhere, people say, oh, what are you wearing?
When we choose these fragrances, the 6 variants, it was really difficult because Hamid, he gave me so many opportunities. It was difficult to decide which one we take, and we tried to have a really unique and different fragrances in our
There's definitely a lot of, because there is, what I see a lot of time happens is that you get too unique, that is too artistic, that people can't wear it. But if you're not too unique, maybe it's like people say it smells something else. But what I realized, and the first time that I've tried the fragrances, and I think I met you guys in Dubai, and you gave me the samples, I was like, these are very unique, but super wearable, super easy to wear. You can gift this to anyone, and they probably gonna get it and wear it, easily. But they have that niche quality also into it that lasts long, and it stays on your skin for a long time at a very good and decent price too.
Yes.
And Barbara created, especially, it's a very special design. You cannot find the bottle a second time on the market, the cup and the style of spray. It's a beautiful mist when you spray, and then you can find even since 1 month Barbara started the website fabbricadellamusa.com, and so if someone is interested, can a little bit check on that site to discover a little bit more about the brand.
Yeah, we have here a very clean and sleek design of the bottle, of the glass. And yes, I wanted to have this inspiration from the buildings, from the architecture in Italy, from the history, and also the cap. It's a little bit Art Deco style, so it is really minimalistic and very, how can I say, handy.
Handmade?
When you hold it in your hand.
Oh,
the
yes.
bottle,
It's easy to hold.
It's a
silky.
nice feeling.
It's a nice feeling of the bottle,
for
not
sure.
scratchy.
For me,
and
it
so
was also the idea to like what you have there. And it's not only to spray, also with the spray, of course, but the bottle. It's like a small jewelry if you have it in your.
And also, if you're a collector, it really looks great in your collection, for
Thank
sure.
you.
Yeah. So all these fragrances are eau de parfum, is that right? Yeah. So what is decision making before making a fragrance? If you want to make it parfum, eau de parfum, or extrait de parfum, what is the difference between these? I would say when you get into creating those fragrances.
Hamid, better maybe you explain, but I would say something, but I think it's more your part.
I just can give a small explanation concerning the names. So when you talk about eau de toilette, it means you have a concentration of maybe 10 to 12 or maximum 15% of the pure fragrance in the alcohol. In the bottle. When you talk about eau de parfum, it can be around between 15 and 20 or 22% dosage of the fragrance. And when you talk about extrait de parfum or only parfum, which is the same, it's everything which is higher than 20-25% and more, because there are some fragrances that are even 45% or 35%.
They have 30%.
Yes.
Oh, that higher concentration.
Yeah. Can be also.
Yeah. And these are eau de parfum 20-25%?
Yes.
Concentration.
We have here eau de parfum. It is is between 20 and 25.
25,
It's not all the same concentration, because there are some ingredients. You have to choose them. We was also trying this in different concentration. But if you have the best results, you have to choose then. Sometimes it was 20, sometimes it was 22, and sometimes we have here 25%.
25%.
We have
And-
Veluto, for example,
Yeah.
25%.
25%. Yeah. Is it really true that they say if you take the concentration higher, it affects the projection and brings it down? I've heard it doesn't really affect that.
As I said, it also depends how much you use, how many fragrance you spray on your body, on your clothes or other parts. And then the concentration, when it's higher, means also it's a higher sillage. It's also much more longevity and much stronger. And then you can really feel it, that it's strong. But you know, for the brand, we were talking about Fabbrica Della Musa, how it comes to that name, but the story about the variants, about different version is it's a library of luxury moments. What we had also in Italy, because we traveled quite often in different places in Italy, we loved those places and we wanted to honor those different places in 6 different fragrances, different moments, different places. So you have, for example, Cristallo Bianco, which is the top of the mountain. It should try to encapsulate a little bit the odor of that mountain, the clear air, the cold, fresh, watery note. So we created Cristallo Bianco, while we have, for example, Via Veluto, which is a little bit about the fabric, about the silk and the velvet. More glamorous. And so there are different parts of Italy which we captured in that fragrance bottles. But as I said, it's a library of luxury moments. It's not about money, not about a beautiful car, or it's a luxury moment being together with your family once a week, to see your parents, to have the chance to see them. This is a luxury moment to spend beautiful time, which is quite rare in today's time. Nobody has time. Everybody's
busy,
running their own business and so on. But you take that time and you spend that time with your family to sit 10 minutes to have a nice dinner together. We are talking about a luxury moment.
But Hamid, it's not only family.
No, not only family.
I have this example. If you're a DJ and you're always doing loud music and you're really happy if you have once a while quietness. Nothing.
You have
Just
this moment
this.
not to listen
Or
maybe
if you
to
are
music,
Just for yourself.
just to relax.
That's right. Yeah.
Or if you are a baker, I have to stand up very early in the morning at 4. You will have to be ready with everything. So this moment the day when you can sleep until, I don't know, 9,
You have the
12.
luxury moment not to wake up at 4 o'clock. You know, this is a luxury moment.
This is a luxury moment. It's also this what we are thinking about.
Because it's for you. The fragrances, they are designed for you, for the consumers to feel this luxury moment for themselves. And you know, the box, when you see the box and when you put the box, it looks like a library. You can put
like a book. That's right.
Looks like a book.
Yeah.
You open it like a book, but you don't find any page inside, but a beautiful bottle which stays the story, which should say always, through the pages, through what is written by author. So we are describing everything in that book through the fragrance.
So let's do this. Maybe we can do a short version of it. So, we have 6 fragrances. Maybe if you guys want to give us the story behind each fragrance.
Yeah, sure.
What was Magia Maxaroma?
This is your...
My short story.
Yeah.
No, but it's not difficult. So Magia Maestrale, the idea behind was, can you imagine you're in the afternoon at the beach and suddenly a breeze is coming and just touch your skin and you're feeling this fresh cold wind, the smell of salty, dusty pieces of lavande in this air, and then you imagine that is the Mistral in Italy. If you're on the Sardinia, on an island in the Mediterranean Sea, then it can happen that in the afternoon comes from the north the Mistral. We said Maestrale, and it touched the island and brings this
magic wind.
Yeah, the magic wind from the south of France. So this is my magic, the Magia Maestrale.
Wow, it definitely did that magic to me. I mean, I love this fragrance for sure.
It's a bit smoky.
It's just so different than any other. And again, that freshness side of it that you don't really find in a lot of fragrances, but also lasts long. It was just crazy. So now Via Veluto.
Via Veluto, that is really a glamorous fragrance and really unique. So the meaning behind is the silk root cross the velvet road, so east meets west. The cultures are crossing. So the Silk Road brings silk and the velvet from Italy and the brocade that makes it something luxury and glamorous. So the idea was to have here a really very calm, and maybe Hamid can better describe, powdery and
so the fragrance is quite
different
velvety. It has a little bit of a fruity raspberry top note with some floral jasmine and a white flower effect. And then you have this beautiful, a little bit touch of leather, vanilla facet in the fragrance, which gives a little bit of, not a little bit, but a lot of luxury. And it's a very beautiful fragrance to be wear every day.
This is fruity and leathery on the same side. Then we have
Then we have Dolcetto
Dolcetto
Romano.
Romano. Yeah, that is also what I'm wearing. Dolcetto Romano is a gourmand fragrance. The meaning behind it's time to meet friends, time to chill, ready to chill. So this is a fragrance to enjoy. It makes a little bit addictive. So because it's so delicious, this smell, this fragrance, there are a lot of good, nice memories what come in my mind if I smell this. Almond cakes, I don't know, good aperitivo.
So the
Yeah.
fragrance,
Something like
the
that.
What
fragrance
is the gourmand note in
It's,
it?
the gourmand is the vanilla.
Yeah.
But the fragrance itself starts with a beautiful bergamot, very high-end quality of bergamot, which is coming from Calabria, from Sicily, in south of Italy, because they are very well known for the citrus ingredients. So that goes very well with some caramel, praline, a little bit edible chocolate effect with some vanilla, and I must say with some patchouli leaves, which are coming from Indonesia, and the combination between the caramel and praline together with the patchouli, I would say it's a caramelized patchouli, the fragrance.
Very nice. Very nice.
If I see this, I think it's Cristallo Bianco. No?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
Cristal,
The
yeah.
fragrance is really clean. You see also it is clearly white and nearly colorless. So that was the story was, can you imagine you're on the top on the mountain. So in the past I loved to climb. So I had this experience. You are early in the morning, you go up on the mountain at high noon, you are there, the light is bright. You have the pureness of the stone, you can have a good view to the countryside, and this is the feeling, this crispy fresh air, and all is pure and clean. So that is the meaning behind Cristallo Bianco.
I think for me in the line, this is the most feminine one, but it's a very modern version of. Does it have tuberose in it or
It's jasmine.
jasmine? Yeah, it's a very modern and
flowers.
chic version of it.
Some-
So yeah.
And a lot of people, because we are now selling our fragrances in some almost 30 countries, and in some of those countries we receive some feedback from the people that this is the fragrance for the bride, because it's a beautiful floral, white floral with some watery top note, and it's crystal clear. It's
Maybe it was the white Bianco, no? The Cristallo Bianco, the white.
the white crystal. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe this is the reason.
You know, a lot of jasmine fragrances that I've tried before, I felt like it's more, they're a little bit old school, or like maybe what my grandma was wearing it. But then when I tried this fragrance, I was like, this is a modern way of touching it.
Yeah.
It's just, it's so
Yeah, there
chic
is
that
also
maybe
a
a 25-year girl
The
can
white
wear it. Yeah.
peach or something like that.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
this fruitiness together. You know, it's a different facet with going very well with the jasmine.
Yeah.
Settemiglia.
Oh, yes. That's my second
Settemiglia,
favorite.
the
Yeah.
Millimiglia.
Yeah.
That is inspiration. In Italy, we have famous car race, Millimiglia, and we choose just 7 miles of this car race. In the past, it was from Brescia up to Rome, back to Brescia, 1,000 miles. And we thought about the lucky number 7, so we wanted to have 7 miles. And can you imagine you are sitting in a cabriolet and you are having this wind in your face, and this is joy. So this is the meaning of the Settemiglia.
It's a very refreshing, zesty fragrance, a lot of citrus with some oak moss and woody notes inside. And compared to other maybe fresh fragrances, this is not only fresh, but it's also very long lasting, because normally fresh fragrances don't last a lot. So this fragrance is really lasting, and the projection of that fragrance is a lot.
Yeah, I kind of say this, I can say it 100 more times. Every single one of these fragrances, they last long, they project well. And I know maybe you think that maybe this is too clear, how can it this last long? But don't worry about it. It has nothing to do with the color. These are really, really good, long-lasting fragrances with a great quality in them.
Because the ingredients I use in each formula, there are a lot of naturals inside, and the best picked ingredients, natural ingredients, and very well balanced with each other. And that's why it makes the fragrance so high quality and luxury, because it's very long lasting, because we use the best qualities in the world in those fragrances, because I have the access to it.
Yeah.
So, and the last one is the Mia Alba Mystica, the mystic morning sunrise, morning dew. So that is the meaning, if you are an early bird, you are lucky, the weather is nice and you can see a beautiful sunrise with colors of orange, gold, and it's just a short moment. And this is also luxury, if you have this opportunity to see this beautiful sky. So that is Mia Alba Mystica, fresh start in the day. And this is really power.
You know, there is these beautiful pictures always from the Tuscany, where you have those hills, little hills, and then you have little villages on that hills, very old villages. And then if you put just in your mind the picture that you have this sunrise where you have the yellow orange sky in the morning, which represent the peach and mandarin as a top note. When you see the top, because it's air, then you have the houses surrounded by the fields and by the cypress trees, and then you have the morning dew on those fields. So there you have, let's say, the middle note of the fragrance, which is some beautiful flowers and tuberose and a nice combination of cypress as well. And then you have in front, you have this road, the grass, the green field, which is earthy. That's why we use some patchouli and some beautiful woody notes, and each facet is representing a part of the fragrance.
I love how described he's describing a painting, you know.
Painting, yeah, he can
just
see
with words.
Exactly.
But
he can see it. I can see he can imagine it.
When you create,
right,
you have always something in mind. Yeah, you have a beautiful picture, a beautiful scenario somewhere outside, which you capture, and you want to, bring it back in a bottle.
That's right.
To encapsulate and to bring it in a bottle.
Sure. And there's one more thing that is very interesting. When you get a full bottle of Fabbrica Della Musa, you open it, there's a pamphlet that has all the ingredients in there, and you can also see there's a percentage of the profit of these bottles goes to the farmers, goes to the people who source these ingredients from.
Yes, the Hamid, he was using raw materials which called naturals together. They are from Firmenich, and we tried to use a lot of this raw materials.
So Firmenich is partnering all around the globe with farmers who are every day, giving us the best quality of natural ingredients, either rose or lavender, tuberose, jasmine, all around the patchouli. So we are somehow helping those farmers to build schools and hospitals and roads and houses for their families, to make sure that the environment they are living, it's already prepared for the next generation, not to move out of these beautiful farms.
Kind of sustainability, just not for the work for the moment, just to give also a future.
So they don't have to move out the villages; they can stay there, sustain the life.
And we have the best quality of ingredients, and somehow, whenever we sell a fragrance, somehow it goes back to the farmers. And as you mentioned, there is this bookmark or this leaflet in the box, which, as I mentioned, the box looks like a book. You open, you have the fragrance instead of the pages, and then you have this card inside giving some information about the natural ingredients which are in the fragrance, and you can use that information, this card, as a bookmark if you read a book, and you can put it as a bookmark. Yeah,
that's actually pretty cool. So I don't know if you guys want to talk about it now, but is there a new releases, anything novelties coming out soon, or is it you still don't know? We gotta talk about it later.
I mean, to be honest, we don't want to rest on those 6 fragrances, because Barbara has already some ideas. We cannot tell you when, but everything is on progress, because it cannot be developed from today to tomorrow. It needs always some time, and these fragrances, they are quite new on the market, which we are very happy with, and definitely we are working. We are not resting. We are working on some new developments, and hopefully we can give more information maybe in the future.
Future.
Yes,
All right.
but really we love to have these fragrances, but we also learn and we try to do some new things, of course. And I don't know, we want not to stay on this stage
Work
right
in
now.
progress.
We
Yeah.
are
Yeah, I mean, it's
working
very
on
new,
everything.
and it's, you know, as you build it more, there's going to be more perfumes, more
Yes.
fragrances, as you said. It's a progress. Well, I just wanted to say thank you again,
Oh.
Barbara.
Oh,
thank you.
thank
Pleasure
you
to
very
be here.
much.
Thank
It was
you
really
very
Of
much.
course,
Thank
of course.
you.
It was definitely a
Thank
pleasure to have you guys. I was waiting for this moment to happen for the past 2
And
years.
also thank
so
you for
I'm
the
glad-
audience.
No,
No, of
that is
course,
really
yeah,
great.
yeah. And I wanted to make sure that you know, if you guys are watching this video, go on Instagram. Are you guys are on Instagram?
Yes.
Fabbrica Della Musa. Give them a
Fabrica Della
follow.
Musa.
I think the website is gonna come out.
It's
the
already,
website
it's already out.
live.
so-
Yes.
And any other platforms that maybe, you know, you guys are active there?
Right now, not. No.
Not yet. But anything
Maybe-
else that comes up, we'll definitely let you
Yes.
know. And since you know, Barbara and Hamid are here, and we always want to make sure we finish the videos with a good giveaway. So to 20 people, whoever follow us on YouTube, comment down below. Tell us which one of these fragrances you'd like the most, or if you tried it before. We will send out a full discovery set of Fabbrica Della Musa of all 6 fragrances that will be in there. So make sure you like this video, subscribe, and comment, and then we'll pick a winner in 2 weeks and we'll send it to you guys. Tk you again.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Hamid,
much.
For sure. And I'll see you guys later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.